Okay, I told you that I had a hack if you have smaller t-shirts or t-shirts that have side seams like women's t-shirts tend to do. So here's what we're gonna do. This is a smaller t-shirt that has side seams. We're gonna ignore the Pomeranian. And what I'm gonna do is fold it in half, just like I did the other one. All right, fold it in half, and you can see that I might not have room to make my straps. And I should have mentioned that I cut down both side seams. So instead of having a really wide piece of fabric, I now have a somewhat narrower one. And let's just, for funnies, I'll pretend that this is not a large or extra large, but instead that it's there. That's like a, women's medium-ish. So this is my too small t-shirt to make a mask from. It's okay, we can do this. So again, first thing is gonna mark the bottom of your mask, and I am gonna mark mine right here just because I'm trying to avoid this thick stuff down at the hem. So I'm just gonna go out, and we decided that 4 inches was a lovely width for a mask because that gives you 8 inches wide total. And then we decided that 5.5 inches tall is a nice height for a mask. So I am going to go up 5.5 inches here, and again, make a theoretically parallel line. And this is not the world's most precise thing. Again, I'm checking for my 4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches is there. So now I'm going to connect these two just to make the face mask itself, right? What about the ties? Because we are trying to avoid sewing. Okay, this is where the hat comes in. You need something that's got roughly the same diameter as your face mask. In this case, one of my plates has roughly the same diameter. I'm gonna have to fudge it a little bit, but not much. And what you're gonna be doing is creating a semicircle off the edge of your mask. So, I'll show you on paper. Here's your mask that we've just drawn. What we're aiming for is this semicircle shape off the end of it. And again, we're going to keep this nice fat 1 inch. And this is the piece that we're going to be removing. And of course, all of this. So, going back with my 5.5 inch template. Sadly, my Garfield sewing materials holder was too small. Yes, I've had that since the 7th grade. Okay, so I'm gonna just trace, and I'm just using a permanent marker because none of this is gonna matter as far as prettiness goes. There we go. I told you I was gonna have to fudge it a little bit, and I am. It just means that my face mask is gonna be 5 and a tiny bit wider as opposed to plain 5, which is fine. And now I need the inside. Ooh, maybe my Garfield will be right for this. Oh, it is. That's happy. Okay, so again, I wanna make sure I don't go any smaller than 1 inch. So I'm gonna go, and this is not gonna be even either, and I'm not gonna care. You know what? Garfield doesn't care. I'm not gonna care either. So, fudging it a little bit. Okay, now, since this is really small, I'm actually just gonna cut it out with my scissors. So, coming in from the side and doing a terrible job of staying on the lines, but cutting that out. And once I've freed that side, I can come in, oops, to this side. And then you've got to get this little window out. And the trick to doing that is just to fold a little and make a little snip. Big enough you can get your scissors in, but not so much that you cut through any of the lines. And then you can cut up to one of the lines and follow it as accurately as you would like to. Clearly you're going to be more accurate than I am because I'm all over the place, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. All right, so now you've got this little number. And this little number is going to work, and here you see the cool thing about what happens when you cut essentially on the bias. You're going to get this little curly bit, which I think is quite lovely. So this is not going to be enough to go around to the back of your head exactly, but that's okay. You have all of these little strips of t-shirt material, and you probably cut off the hem here. So if you go back and just trim yourself a little bit of this super nice hem. And all we're going to be doing with this piece of fabric is using it to tie these two D-rings together around the back of your head. So, sneap. So it doesn't need to be that long, just long enough to kind of go through both of them and tie a little bow. And you can always trim it if you make it too long. Okay, there you go. So that's your connector. And again, remember, t-shirt has kind of a right way and a wrong way to it. But you're going to put this on. I'm swiveling my camera. Swivel, swivel, swivel. There we go. Okay, so you're going to put this on. The little holes go over your ears, and that leaves you with a loop in the back, or two loops in the back. And what you're going to do is take that little piece of fabric you just cut, slip it through both loops, and then tie it together. And you'll probably do what I just did, which is catch a bunch of your hair, which is unpleasant, but there we go. All right. Dun-dun-dum. Super secret bandit mask achieved. And let me show you the back. How am I going to do this? Okay. I'm going to assume I put my head in front of the back of the camera, but you can see how it's tied together. If you got clever enough and you figured out with your own measurements how big those loops needed to be and how wide the face mask needed to be. Ouch. As I was saying, if you figured out how wide the mask needed to be to fit over your ears exactly, you could do away with a lot of the rubber banding and stuff that other masks are making you do. I am going to go pay attention to my Pomeranian now. Goodbye.